Right chaps, you join me on another session of Ben's Angle, and we are back down at Coking Farm, but we are on a total different lake. We are on Rush Lake, chaps. To be honest with you, probably one of their lakes that's, I'd say, a little bit of an unsung hero, if that makes sense, but they're in here. So it's one of those. That's why I weren't going to bother doing it, lads. You know, I'm on a bit of a social, and with one of my friends, Chris, and his son Grant, bless him, and I thought, you know what, I will get a camera out, because when I go on YouTube and look at stuff, you know, like content, you know, for lakes, you know, that you might be going to in the future and that, there weren't a lot on Rush, and it does get a little bit busy, but it's the ultimate social lake. So if you're into your socials, chaps, and into your scaly bangers, I think that's the word that people use now, not my word, but there you go. This is the one for you. There's 180 hand-picked carp in this lake, and apparently they're all scalies. I mean, to me, that's just being at home at Cottington, but for you, might be something that you're interested. But at the end of the day, we're here, we're on a social, and I'm here for 48 hours, as you guys know. I only fish at weekends, so I'm here on the Friday. Chris is set up in next to me. Grant is round the corner, his son. And obviously we've got Carp Dog Ted, but the wind is absolutely pounding into my bay just here. I'll tell you what, chaps, let's have a quick look. So, right, the sun's up there, so I don't know what this is like. There's the bad boys just down there. Basically, we've got Chris just there, and that's the good thing. If I come over this side, chaps, it's such a good social lake. Basically, if you imagine it being like a rectangle, so I'm in here, there's my monstrosity, and then there's Chris there, and basically we've got this end of the lake. So my water, I basically get some of this island here, but if we come back round, chaps, oh, that's all my water in there in that bay. So yeah, there's the bad boys there. Just had a liner already on the middle rod, but basically that is us. What you can see behind me is all mine, and with the wind pushing in there, Grant's seen a couple. I've seen one bash on the island. But yeah, like I say, it's 180 hand-picked carp in this lake, chaps. All scaly bangers, as they say. And I'm on a bit of a social. Like I say, we got, look at him, Teddy. Look at him, look, he's on the tracker chair, bless him. So yeah, like I say, we're on a bit of a social. I weren't going to film it, but I thought, you know what, there ain't a lot of info on Rush, so I'm going to do a little bit of info for you guys. Basically, it's like a rectangle lake, and you've got two pegs on either side of that rectangle, if that makes sense. So it goes right the way up, as you can see. There's an island in the middle. So yeah, the ultimate social. So as you can see, the pegs are quite close to two together. And then there's two down either side, two down the other end. Makes it the ultimate social lake. So if you're into that kind of thing, or you want to book up somewhere, this might be one for you. I believe they go under just under £40 in this lake as well, chaps. So I mean, I know there's doubles and 20s in here and 30s, so I think that's obviously your average with what you're going to catch. But yeah, join me on the session, chaps. Let's see what happens. So as you can see, I've got 3 rods out already. And obviously I've mixed up a little bit this, chaps. Mixed up this week a little bit. I've got krill on one, squid on another, and I've got the TNT, chaps, on another. So like I say, it's my first time here. Let's see how we go. But yeah, it does look good in that corner, doesn't it? So like I say, we've got one on this here on this tree, and then I think we got one about here, and then I've got one about here in the open water. So yeah. But yeah, that's a little update for you, chaps. So we're at Coking Farm, we're on Rush Lake, we're on a social with Chris and Grant, and let's see what the session brings. But the rods are out, fingers crossed, buzzing for it, chaps. The weekend, isn't it? That's what us weekend anglers do, sorry. So, but yeah, look at him, sunbathing, bless him. But anyway, let's leave it there, chaps. Hopefully next time I see you, voila. Right, chaps, just doing a bit of an evening update for you guys, and yeah, not a lot's happened at the moment. The sun's just starting to set now. As you can see, the hat's on, and it's starting to get bloody cold, chaps. But yeah, as you can see in the bay just down there, I'll tell you what, let's go and have a little wander, chaps. I've seen a couple of fish bang in this bay, basically just down here. Yeah, just in there. Hold on, where are we? that just in here, right there, literally where my finger is. I've seen a couple bashing there, and so yeah, we've got a rod down there. I've only reset one of the rods, and basically what I've done is I noticed earlier when the sun was beating down them, the reeds were knocking, so I've put one in a little bit closer, but we're going to have a little, look. But yeah, so that's what we've done. We've gone a little bit closer, and I'm hoping we might snare one either this evening or tonight, guys. So, but yeah, that's where we are, right in just down here. So just in and around this area here, and like I say, hopefully we'll get some. But yeah, no one's had nothing yet. Chris ain't had nothing. Grant ain't had nothing. So, but yeah, it's a beautiful sunset tonight, and like I say, there's the lake in all its glory, chaps. Beautiful lake. The wind's banging into that bay. I am expecting something, to be honest with you. I mean, with the conditions like that, you know what I mean? Like I say, I've seen a couple in there, so let's hope we can get one. So, but yeah, that's Chris just there doing his rods, bless him. Grant's up there behind me. So, but yeah, like I say, we're going to leave the rods where they are. We've redone one of them, and that's been it. So, like I say, guys, hopefully next time you see me, like I said earlier, I'll be holding one. But yeah, it's just waiting on them at the moment. So there's Ted just there, bless him, on the chair. Look at him. So yeah, I think it's time for me to have a cup of coffee, see the evening in, and hopefully one of these will go. If it does, I think it'll be the left-hand rod, chaps. That'll be the one, I think. So right, we'll leave it there on the Friday evening, and I'll get back to you soon, chaps. Well, morning, chaps, and yeah, not a lot to report. To be fair, I never even had a bleep. You know them ways there, boys. You know when you think, yeah, I'm gonna go to bed, and you're all confident, and then you wake up and you don't even get a bleep. Well, that's exactly what has happened. Nothing to report at all. Like I just said, not even a single bleep in the night. So yeah, looks like we're gonna have to go back to the drawing board with this one. So I've never heard any in the night, and I don't know if anyone else has had anything, but yeah, very, very quiet. So I don't know if the ones that were in this bay have moved out, or whether I need to change tactics. So, but I think we're gonna have a change on a couple of rods today. But yeah, time now is about, I don't know, 6:30, ain't I? 6:15, 6:30. Got my first coffee on. But yeah, very, very quiet. I was expecting one last night. I really was. I felt confident. And but yeah, so nothing is happening. As you can see, it's a very misty morning this morning. I mean, I've zoomed in on the rods just in case we do get a live take. I doubt it. But yeah, it's quite misty, so it don't look like it on the screen, but it is when you look further up the lake. But yeah, that is it, boys. So there it is. That is the morning update for last night. And yeah, nothing to show for our efforts. So Rush is being very, very tricky at the moment. So yeah, time to have this coffee, get me thinking cap on, and see what I can do to nick one of these beautiful carp in this lake. And here we go. Chris has got one on, and yeah, tactical change. I've just bloody lost one, and Chris is playing one now. So enjoy the fight, chaps. And there it is, chaps. You've just seen the battle. And there's Chris there. We haven't weighed it yet, I reckon, yeah. Upper double, I reckon. Might be a scraper, I don't know. Yeah, might be a scraper 20, that one. We'll give it away in a second, I'll show him. So, but yeah, beautiful carp there from Rush, and it's the first one. Like I said, I've just bloody lost one, and typical 24 hours with nothing, and 2 come along like buses. But unfortunately, I lost mine and Chris landed his, so fair play, yeah. So beautiful carp. Do you want to spin him round, mate? Beautiful carp from Rush Lake. So yeah, look at that. That's a great start for the pair of us. So 24 hours in, and I think we might have just unlocked the code. So well done, Chris. Nice one, mate.
Lovely.
And there we go, chaps. That is what we have switched over to now. I thought I'd just quickly tie a couple of solids. I've not finished them off yet. I've got to push the corners in, but I thought I'd just show you guys before I do all of that. As you can see, they've got the PVA cable ties around them, which I think is just a game changer. I know you can lick stick and all that now, but I just prefer that security. And as you can see, it's the slow melt ones. And basically what's happened is we was fishing off the shelves yesterday, literally just at the bottom of them in about 4 foot of water, and it was too far away. This morning we redone the rods pretty early. I don't normally do it. I done it about 8:30. I noticed the reeds flickering, so I redone 3 of mine. Chris done one of his. And typical, out of the 4 rods that are up tight to these reeds now, 2 of them have gone off, and that is what we used when we went up tight to the reeds. So just little solid bags filled up with pellet and with krill little wafter hook baits. So I'll come more into the hook bait stuff a bit later on in the show, and the bait and that, and literally just an handful of boilies around it, like right up tight. I mean, I think we're in, because obviously we're using the boat. Obviously I've got an echo, so it tells me the depth by the inch, and we're going right in tight now. We're literally in like 2'4", 2'8" of water, and that done the damage it did. As soon as we went in tighter, 2 runs within 2 hours of putting them out. So I mean, the sun's just come out now. It's going to get hot today, so whether they're going to feed in these conditions, I don't know, but yeah, they're certainly liking to be in them reeds. And this here, the solid PVA bags with the cable ties around them, the little krill wafter hook baits from Steamies, that's what's doing the 2 bites at the moment. So so yeah, perfect. So just thought I'd show you guys what we're doing, what we've changed from, because at first I was just using boilies on its own. I was spread baiting, and it hasn't worked on this one. Well, not worked for the first 24, but it just seems weird how we've gone further up the shelf and we've switched to a little solid bag right in amongst the reeds. It's started to work. So bear that in mind when you come on this lake, chaps. You know what I mean? They do like getting right in tight. So but I would advise, if you are using a boat, make sure you're using the echo, or go round and use the marker, because some of these margins, they're literally a foot. So just be wary of that, guys. But yep, there it is there, the solid bags from Castaway, the slow melt stuff. That's what's done the damage so far. Right, chaps, and there's the bait that we're using on this session. And yeah, it's the krill and bloodworm from Steamies Baits that's doing the damage at the moment. Like I said, I'd go through it with you. Basically, as you can see, that's a kilo bag there of 12 millers. And what I've done is I've opened up the bag and I've poured a load of the rocket fuel inside it, and then I've put it back into the freezer. The good thing about the Steamies bags is that they're resealable. So like I said on my last show, chaps, you know, it's like you open up them bags and then you end up with bloody boilies everywhere in the bottom of your freezer. Not with this company, because they're resealable. So you can soak stuff up, seal them back up, put them back into the freezer, and then it takes all that goodness in as well. So that's what we've done with the 12 millers. As you can see on the left there with the hook baits, excuse me, I've absolutely soaked them in the krill liquid. I mean, they're like a beigey colour, but they're starting to go dark now. So like I say, when we joined Christian, that was the first thing I did with them hook baits. So they've been soaking now probably for about, I don't know, 3 or 4 months, something like that now. And as you can see, there's a crust on them. Like I say, they're 12mm wafters, and that's what's done the bites so far. But yeah, as for other baits and that, I have tried the TNT, but we've had nothing on that as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch all 3 rods now to this, because this is what's obviously doing the do. But yeah, that's the bait that we're using from Steamies. And then what I'm doing, I'm going around that far side, and then I'm putting in an handful of it, just all in the reeds, you know, right up tight, spreading a little bit down the margin, left and right. And yeah, it seems to be working. So hopefully it will get us, well, it'll get me my first one. Like I say, I bloody lost one, which was bloody typical. But hopefully it'll get me my first one, and who knows, so we might get Chris another one. So, but yeah, that's the bait that we're using. And so it's the krill and bloodworm from Steamers. Seems to be working here on Rush Lake. Right, chaps, I thought I'd do a bit of an evening update. Stay at me barnet, chaps, hey, look. And yeah, it's been very slow today. I mean, we had them ones this morning, and yeah, I thought we'd cracked it. You know, when you think, cracked it, you know. But they're still in them reeds over here, as you can see, where I'm pointing to now, chaps. And yeah, unfortunately, that's where I lost one. You know, the banker rod that I said, chaps, down in this corner here. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm fuming, gutted, lost that one. But like I say, Chris had a nice one anyway. We've got some good action shots for you guys. But yeah, Chris has got quite a few down his right-hand margin, so hopefully between us we will get one. It's about 5 o'clock now. So, but yeah, as you can see behind me, that's where basically I've got all the baits. I'm fishing all 3 rods down that far margin now. And they're all on the solid bags. I've switched totally now to the krill and bloodworm, because that's what I had to bite on, so I put all 3 rods on there. All on the solid bags from Castaway. And yeah, I think Chris is pretty much doing the same really, so I think he's got one on the island. But yeah, hopefully I can continue. Even if I just get one, it means I'm continuing, not blanking on Coking Farm. So, but we've had a bite, but we need to land one. So, but yeah, that's about it at the moment. But a few more people have turned up on the lake, as you can see in the background. We got Grant's gone now. He never had nothing. Got two more new neighbours as such. So yeah, that's about it. But there's a carnage up there and all the swims. Like I say, it's a lovely little social lake, chaps. You know, you're pretty close together, but there's like 2 swims on each bank, but you fish in total different areas of the lake, if that makes sense. So just bring you back to Ted. Look at him. Ted. Look at him. Yeah, he loves it down here, bless him. So I think it's time now to order some food from the cafe. That's what we're going to do. And the good thing about that is, chaps, as well, they actually deliver to your swim. So you ain't even got to wind your rods in, do you know what I mean? So you just tell them what lake you are, what peg number. They whiz it round their buggy and drop it off to you, nice and fresh and piping hot. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to have a look at the menu and let's see what they've got. So like I say, I'll make this the evening update, and hopefully I'll come back to you soon with me holding a fish this time, hopefully. But like I say, I think Chris will get another one. He's down there now, bless him. I don't know if you can see him. Right in between the bivvies where he's standing, that's where there's a load of them at the moment. So yeah, he's a good angler, Chris. I expect him to get another one, to be fair. So, but right, we'll leave it there, chaps, anyway. And like I say, next time you see us, hopefully we'll be holding one.
That's tank.
About time, son. It's about time.
How long's that taken, mate?
Too long. Too long. After losing a couple, yes, not good. But there we go. We got one finally. So yeah, good thing, man. Sweet as.
Nice.
Right, chaps. We've got one finally. It was 20. What was it? 28 free, Chris?
28.3. Yeah.
£28 free, chaps. So there we go. So it makes up with a few lost ones. But yeah, well pleased with that. Oh, let's get him up. There you go. £28 free. Look at that. First fish out of rush, and the streak continues, as they say. Mind you, like Chris said, I weren't saying that about 10 minutes ago, was I? I weren't an happy boy. I kept dropping them. But yeah, absolutely stunning carp from rush. So again on the solid bag on the krill again, that one. So yeah, they're certainly liking that. Let's spin him round for you guys quickly. And there we go. There's the Saturday evening bite. So yeah, beautiful carp that one, mate, isn't it, eh?
Very nice. Very nice.
That will do. So pucker. Right, let's get some stills. Sort that bird's nest out. Great. And
Good luck.
yeah, let's get this one straight back. Well, morning chaps, and as you can see, we have a lovely wet cooking farm morning. So typical pack up day, innit? And now everything's gonna get fucking soaked. Great. The joys, eh chaps? We've all been there, haven't we, eh? But yeah, it was, anyway, as you can see, there are 3 rods down there, but only 2 of them are out. And I've just had another one. So yeah, I've just had a cracking £22 fully scaled. Absolutely immaculate carp. So yeah, well pleased with that. So very quiet in the night, but yeah, this morning ripped off. So as you can see, right hand rod done damage on that one, on the krill again. And if you can see in the background, there's a tree on the far side, that one on the right hand side near the bloke's silver band. And yeah, just come from that spot, that one did, absolutely tore off. So I say well pleased. So I've had 2 now, I've lost 2 now, and I say Chris has still had the 1. So yeah, it's been a good session. So we turned it round in the end, chaps, as they say. So yeah, but that was a cracking 28 I had yesterday, absolutely banging, and yeah, it was carnage. It wiped all the lines out, you know, one of them ways there, boys, you know, and it just wipes everything out, and you've got to redo it. So yeah, it was one of those, and so yeah. But yeah, that's the morning update. As you can see, it's peeing down. I've got my first coffee on. I think, right, I've just bagged that one up quickly. But I'll have a quick cup of coffee, let this rain go, and then we'll get him out for you guys. All right, chaps, like I was saying, and here it is, an absolute stunning £22 fully scaled. And yeah, it's made my trip on rush very, very worthwhile. So you wait until you see this one, chaps. Look at the condition on that. That is absolutely fantastic. What an immaculate carp. Beautiful scale pattern on that, and this is what Rush Lake is known for. It's got a lot of scaly fish in it. So if that's your thing, chaps, and you like a social, this might be worthwhile for you. But yeah, absolutely immaculate carp, that one. So yeah, well pleased with that. Beautiful. Let's turn it around for you guys. Oh, I have a word, chaps. Look, looks like someone wants to have a lay in this morning, don't they? Look. Oh, are you getting up or what? What are you saying? Ted, what you had? What'd you know? Teddy. Teddy. Nah. I think that's got Sunday morning blues written all over it, fellas, isn't it? Look at it. That ain't moving for shit. Good old carp dog, Ted, eh? And there he is. And there's the other side, chaps. Absolutely beautiful, isn't it? Stunning carp. That's what you call a proper fully scarred. So yeah, £22. So yeah, it's time to get some stills. I'm going to start packing up soon. But yeah, lovely ending to Rush. Right guys, we've come to the end of our session now on Rush Lake, and yes, as you can see, I am in my shed as usual, and you see, new change of clothes, etc. We are a couple of days after, boys. It's not until I've sent the video to Cameron to deal with, I realise I didn't do an outro. Me and bloody outros, I always forget it, chaps. And but yeah, what a session that was. I mean, Rush Lake on Coking, that's one of the quieter ones on site. Like I say, there ain't a lot on YouTube about Rush Lake, you know, like prior to me going, it's you know, like you go on YouTube, you try and find out a bit of info. There weren't much on it, chaps. So, you know, there was a gap in the market, as they say. So, but yeah, there's some real special fish in that Rush Lake, and there's quite a few 30s in that one as well. So it's worth keeping an eye out, and especially if you want to have a social, because the way that it's set out there, there's 8 pegs on the lake, and you've got basically 2 on each side. It's like a rectangle, the lake. And yeah, there's 2 on each side, sorry, and they're right next to each other, chaps, you know. So yeah, very good social lake. But yeah, like me and Chris found out, really enjoyed ourselves. Like I say, I had a 22 or 28. We didn't weigh Chris's one. We said it was about 18, 19, but when we weighed my 22, we both were like, I think your one might have been a bit bigger. So I'm going to say Chris's one was probably around the 22 size as well. So yeah, to have 3 20s out, you know, up to 28. And like I say, first time on that lake as well. The bait went well, you know, the krill, that was the one on that lake. And yeah, did very well. So like I say, it was nice to fish with Chris as well. It's the first time I've ever fished with him. And done a lot of battles with him during matches and stuff. And yeah, he's always in our elite as well. So yeah, very good angler. And yeah, I'm looking forward to doing it again sometime, Chris. I really enjoyed it. So, but if you could subscribe to the channel, chaps, give it a like, give it a comment. And if there's any comments about Coking Farm where I can help you guys, like I say, we've done oak, we've done meadow, we've done rush now. Yeah, leave it in the comment section. And like I say, if I can help with any tips or, you know, hints and that, I'm more than happy to help you guys, etc. So as you can see, I've got all the bait, or you know, the shed's stocking up now of all the steamies. Look, I've got all the pellets behind me now. You know, there's liquids, there's everything happening in this shed. So yeah, it's like I say, the range I'm very happy with, all the end tackle as well. You know, it's just up to strength, boys, and it just never lets me down. So yeah, all the deception stuff, the castaway solids as well. You know, that's working down there, a treat, end bags. So so right, I think that's it from me, chaps. Like I say, it is a couple of days after, as you can see. I had a shower. I've been at work today, boys. You know, we're not a full-time ponce like some of these people. And but yeah, until the next time, like I say, subscribe, like it. Let's move this channel, boys. And yeah, let's leave it at that, boys. So ta-da from me. Ted's looking at me up there. He wants his dinner. And ta-da from Ted.